All right, this next step is a little complicated because of all the math involved, but just stay with me. I'll write it down, I'll show you. So I'm gonna measure the width of my box, and I'll write it down. That's 6 3/4. 6 3/4. And then I'm gonna measure the length. I'm gonna get 12 5/8. What you wanna do is you wanna add 1/8 of an inch to both the top measurement and the bottom measurement. So if I write this in eighths, I could write 3/4 as 6/8. That's a 6, by the way. Okay, 6/8 plus one more 8 should equal 7/8. And I got to keep my whole number. 6 7/8 of an inch. Okay, 5/8 plus one more 8. 5 plus another is 6. Keep the denominator 8. So this is 12 6/8. That's what the finished size of my top needs to be. Let me explain this for a minute. Everybody's like, what? Why are you adding 1/8 of an inch? Because if we cut this to the exact size it needs to be, and then we don't align this on the top just perfectly, if we don't have a little 1/8 of an inch to play with, then I guarantee the top's not going to fit properly, and then you'll get a weird seam on the side. So if we make an 1/8 big, we leave a little overhang, and then we use a router later in the next couple videos to trim off this little 1/8 inch overhang, then we get a perfect fit. We're purposely making it a little big so we can router off the extra later. So that's why we took a measurement. We added 1/8 to the length, we added 1/8 to the width, and that's our finished size. So now I know the length. I need to set this to 12 6/8, but 12 6/8 is the same as saying 12 3/4. So follow me on the math. 12 3/4 plus 10 is 22 3/4. Now I've got a choice to make here. So what do I want? Which end do I want to save? Which end do I want to cut off? Because right now this is 17 inches long. It's going to be roughly 13. So I'm going to trim either 4 inches from here or 4 inches from here. I kind of like these knots. I kind of like this ribbony look. This upper part's boring. Guess what? That's clean up for 4th hour. That's the alarm. So this end's kind of boring, so I want to take the 4 inches off this end and take as little as I can off from this end. So I'm just going to see how my glue up wasn't quite perfect either on the corner. So I need to square that up. I'm starting from my good end that I want to save. I'm just going to trim off, let's call it a skosh, okay? Just a little bit. Now that this end is square, I'm going to bump it against my stop block. I'm going to cut the rest of the length off from the other end. This is just firewood. This is for my top. And if I look right, if I come over here, I should have 1/8 of an inch overhang total. So it'd be a 1/16 on the left, 1/16 on the right, so that we can have some to router later. Let's cut the width. This is where people really get lost. Just follow me. Right now, this top is 8 inches wide because I had a 4-inch board and a 4-inch board and I glued them together. This is an 8-inch wide piece, okay? I need to cut it down to 6 7/8. So a lot of people are tempted to come over here, set the fence to 6 7/8, and then just rip. The problem with that is my pattern wouldn't be symmetrical if I took off 1 inch from this side and nothing off from this side. So what I need to do is I kind of need to do some math. I need to figure out, oh, if I need to take off 1 inch total, What if I take off 1/2 inch from here and 1/2 inch from here? That'll give me 1 inch total. It'll keep my pattern symmetrical. So instead of setting this to 6 7/8, I'm going to set it to 1/2 inch more than that. Okay. So it's at 8 now. I'm setting 1/2 inch less. This is too high. 1 tooth above the material. So if I take a 1/2 inch off the left, 1/2 inch on the right, should fit perfectly. Well, should fit with an 1/8 inch overhang like I want. Wait. Now go. Get those out of the way. These are firewood. This is my piece. Now I should have 1/8 inch overhang on the width, 1/8 inch overhang on the length, and I should be good to go. Okay, remember, keep the pattern centered. 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, or 1/4 inch, or 3/4, keep it symmetrical.